Good afternoon, good evening. This is Bob Ichino from Path Trading Partners. Mike Arnold is here as well. Quick commodity and futures update for you guys this evening. We're going to touch on copper, silver, and gold. Copper, of course, the industrial metal of those three. There is a strike that has been voted on at Chile's biggest copper mine. Chile is the largest copper producing country in the world, and the Escondido mine is the largest mine in the world. They voted on a strike a few days ago. They voted to strike. Now they're in what's called a mandatory 5-day mediation period. So the strike has actually not taken effect yet. So copper prices have kind of gone a little bit sideways since then, but you can see the rally as the vote was approaching because that is a copper chart that's on your screen right now. Also going to touch on the bond and note futures. Bond and note shorts are at record levels right now. Hedge funds, speculative traders are at record levels for shorts in bonds and notes, which is interesting because they're also at record levels for longs in crude oil. As of last week, crude oil had 9-to-1 longs to shorts, and it seems to have gone up this week. And you have similar numbers in the bonds and notes. So Mike's going to show you how that could affect the bond and note chart if it goes in the wrong direction. So take it over, Mike. It's all yours.
Okay, great. Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. I've up the copper chart. We have major resistance in this area. We talked about longs, this being our first target, this being our second target, which was not reached. Then it fell back down. Now we're looking at a sloppy head and shoulders pattern. We're pointing this out early because of this significant resistance zone, this being the left shoulder, this being the head. Don't exactly like the dip in here, but it will be looked at as a head and shoulders. And then this is the early potential right shoulder. Now this is going to be a moving target. Should this strike get resolved, we could see this move quickly. It's why we're pointing it out early. If we get a close below this neckline on a daily basis, the target as of this point would be about 250. It's going to change on a daily basis, so we'll keep monitoring this. Now, if this retests the head levels, this will be invalid. So if they actually continue to vote for strike, we could see this move back up and eventually hit our second target. Just pointing this out early rather than later for everybody who's watching copper. Let's take a look at some other metals. That copper's an industrial metal. Now we're just going to look at some more precious metals. Gold. We nearly came up to a major significant level. I'm still expecting us to test at 1257. We've got a little extended. If we pull back for a couple days, we got support around 1231 where the rising 8 is coming in. And then the next targets, if we get above 1257, is a simple 200 to 1266. And then we have an ABC possible measured move here, which is also a corrective wave pattern, which would take us to 1278. We also hit the minimum of a corrective wave pattern, which is the 62.5 Gann level, which is 1242.50, which you can see we almost closed today at. This is some after hours data going right now. So that's my next targets on gold. Silver, which is precious and industrial, many uses. We hit our minimum ABC correction right now. We have some resistance coming in. Easily see this pulling back to this trend line with the rising 8, and we have static support here. Next levels up, we have a 75% Gann level projection coming in at about 1792 in conjunction with the 200-day simple. Then continued levels, we have a 75% retracement Gann level coming in with an 87.5% extension Gann level right around the 1816 level, and then the full target is around the 1834 level, but you also have a longer term declining trend line in the way. So that's going to be a big target zone, really between about 1813 and about 1834. That's your update on metals. Shifting to notes really quick. We have some key Gann box extension levels in conjunction with ABC retracement levels. If notes continue higher, really watch. These levels line up perfectly. The 125.25 level and then the 126.05 levels are key in this. We're above this trend line. We could temporarily pull back, retest a lot of this support now that it's potential resistance because we've closed above the 125.14 level, and we have the rising rotation zone. So if you have pullbacks, watch for key support in this area, and then possibly turning and going higher to those levels I mentioned. And finally, in 30-year bonds, we're at resistance right now with a major trend line. If we get above the 153.29 level, essentially getting a close above 154, watch for the 154.25 and the 155.20 level. Remember, bonds trade in 30 seconds. So this would be 25, 30 seconds and 20, 30 seconds. Then if we continue above there, I have future price projections higher, but we have to make sure we sustain above this 154 level before I can call those out. That's all I have for you tonight. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Mike. PathTradingPartners.com. Subscribe to the Money Path podcast and send us an email at support@pathtradingpartners.com. Thanks again for watching, guys.